I have been thoroughly enjoying my Saturday. It's been a beautiful day, 73 degrees outside, sunny, nice weather. I've been over here working on my house a little too that we're still not in yet. But I'm trying to spend as much time as I can over here and get as many projects as I can done. Try to be in here by Christmas. Don't know if it'll happen or not, but I'm working towards it. And it's Saturday evening. So I'm hanging some of these spotlights, these 60 LED motion sensitive battery powered spotlights with a solar panel, which is right there. These things were like 36 or 38 bucks a piece. I got 2 of them. There's all the sensitivity settings and the timer and all that kind of stuff. This one here is mounted on the side of this old garage facing the front door of the house, or the side door of the house rather. And there's the solar panel up top. Got it facing southward. And I drilled into the wall of the shed and ran the wires inside, and I'll do something to hide those under that soffit. Our local Harbor Freight store didn't have any in stock, so I had to order them. These are probably not a good replacement for a hardwired 110 spotlight on your house, but for my purposes right here where we don't have any power, they do the trick. I'll be here till after dark and I'll show you what they look like in the dark. I really don't know yet how long they'll actually burn if you turn them on all the time. When I took them out of the box, they did have some charge in them, and I turned one on inside and it ran for maybe 5 minutes before it went out. But of course it hadn't been out here with a solar panel in the sun all day either. So we'll see how long these things last, and I'll walk around in front of it and make it come on. You can see what it looks like when it comes on. I've got the sensitivity set where if I walk by it, it'll go on, but if the chickens come by or if I'm just standing here moving my arms, it doesn't come on. They do have sensitivity settings and timer settings and all that on the top of them. I set all that before I mounted it on the wall. I didn't want to be up and down the ladder trying to adjust it in the dark. These lights do come with instruction manuals. Tells you how to set the time and the sensitivity and all that kind of stuff. And they come with these little hardware kits for mounting them. Some little, I don't know, number 12, with number 1 Phillips head, little piece of trash screws. They really weren't long enough to mount the solar panel. So I went and bought some number 8 1.5" stainless screws, so when I get ready to take these things down, which I will when I get power on the place, I won't have trouble with the screws twisting off, or I won't have any trouble stripping out the holes when I go to mount the things to begin with. So far, what really sucks about these lights is the hardware. These little knobs, hand tightened knobs that go inside this bracket, have tiny little screws on them. And I have dropped one in the freaking grass. Hopefully the chickens didn't eat it. But you have to take these screws out in order to screw this bracket to the wall. And then you got to finagle those little screws back up in behind this while you're up there working on a ladder, hoping not to drop it down the grass, because they're really small little screws, and when they hit the ground, they disappear. I've got this one unplugged from the solar panel, so it's just on battery, so I'll bring it inside and show you how bright it is. There's no power on in here right now. We're still using generators, but it's nowhere near as bright as those work lights. If I had those on, you'd be able to tell a huge difference. But you can see what you're doing. You could work under them as long as the battery lasted on them. Now might be a good time for a little comparison test, since the neighbors have their yard lights on. Okay, so you don't want to put the ladder away just yet. I did have to go back up and readjust the sensitivity settings. I could get it to come on in daylight and dusk, but once it got fully dark, I couldn't get either one of them to come on. So, and I still am having a fool with it. But I don't know if the camera really is picking up how much light it's really putting off. I don't think it is. But it's lighting up an area of about 1,500 square foot, bright enough to walk. And this flashlight I'm using is a little 4AA stream light. it's brighter, but it doesn't light up near the area. So for the money, not bad for what they're doing, and I really don't know if that has a full charge on it either, since they haven't been mounted in the sun all day. I've got both lights hung. Both of them have had a full day's charge, and I'll show you what they look like when somebody walks through them. Fancy, huh? Yeah.